Hey everybody, it's me, Jessica from the Johnston Public Library, here again with another quarantine time for you all. Since we can't get to the library right now, we will pretend that we're at the library, and I brought some friends with me today. Actually, you guys aren't really friends. I mean, we're friends, but you're my daughter. Okay, so, all right, so I'll let them introduce themselves to you.
Hi, I'm Kaya.
May.
I'm Jolie.
All right, and Kaya, you're a senior this year.
Mm-hmm.
And May, what grade are you in?
First.
And Jolie?
7th grade.
All right, and then also we brought Gizmo. Hi, Gizmo. He is our bearded dragon. And how old is he?
He's 2.
He's 2 years old. So
Ish. Well, we don't really know, but that's my best guess.
we thought that we would tell you about some of the books that we've been reading here, and then at the end we'll give you a little talk about what it's like to have a bearded dragon as a pet. So I'm going to actually start out with a book I think that Gizmo would recommend if he could read books, and it's called Gregor the Overlander, and it was written by Suzanne Collins. And the reason I think Gizmo would like this is because it's about a boy who follows his younger sister down a laundry chute in their apartment building, and he ends up in this underground world that is filled with giant bats and giant cockroaches that can talk, and there are people living under the ground, and he and his sister actually discover that their father, who's been missing for quite some time, is being held captive in this underground world that they discovered. And it's just a really amazing book, and Suzanne Collins wrote it before she wrote The Hunger Games, because she's the author of The Hunger Games, and I think Gizmo would like it because, you know, he's a reptile, and he would like a book about giant cockroaches. That makes no sense. I have no idea. Anyway, it's a really good book.
He likes eating bugs, so maybe you'd like the idea of giant bugs.
Exactly. And then I was going to say too, all these books are available as ebooks on our website, so even though you can't get to the library to check them out, you can still go to johnstonlibrary.com, search ebooks, and then download these books onto your device. So, there we go.
I've been reading Where the Crawdads Sing by Delia Owens, and I really like this book because it talks a lot about nature and has lots of really cool descriptions. So the plot is kind of, the main character lives in a southern town. The town is very small and isolated, so it's a really close-knit community, but the main character has always lived in a swamp on the very outskirts of town. So everyone treats her badly and calls her Swamp Girl. And it's very interesting, her existing by herself in a swamp. So yeah.
And that's probably a book for adult or older teen readers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, May, your turn. This is the one that we've been reading together before bed. So say the title of the book.
Which?
And who's the author?
Barbara O'Connor.
Okay, and then tell us about it.
So it's about a girl who has a sister, but their family is kind of like broken up. So like her dad is kind of like, so he likes fighting, and so her real name is Charlemagne, but Charlemagne thinks that it's kind of a stupid name. So everybody calls her Charlie, and her last name is Reese. And so it's about, so she is the main character, Charlie Reese is the main character, and she is sent to live with family she barely knows until her mom gets her feet on the ground. And her dad is in jail, and
She likes to make wishes too, right?
yeah, she's made a wish every day since 4th grade.
And there's a dog in the story too.
Yes, there's a dog in the story. You can see him on the cover, but he's further into the story. So you might not see him right away.
And we're about 3/4 of the way done. And how are you liking it so far?
Good.
Okay, so that was Wish by Barbara O'Connor.
And she has a sister that is living in Raleigh that is more happy. And Raleigh is her actual home.
Right.
But she is in Colby.
Cool.
And she thinks people eat squirrels there. And they're hillbilly kids.
Okay, so the book I'm reading is The One and Only Ivan by Catherine Applegate. And this book is about a gorilla named Ivan stuck in kind of subpar conditions at a mall zoo with his caretaker and this elephant named Stella. And then they get this baby elephant named Ruby. And and hold on, let me look at the blurb. And he also likes to watch TV and draw and stuff. And there's also this little dog named Bob who just kind of visits sometimes. He's not a huge part of the story, but I like him. And yeah, I can't say that much more without spoiling parts of it, but I really recommend this book because it's very sad. But it's also, the ending is very fulfilling and good. And yeah, I just really like it.
The
really
language
recommend it.
in that book is really powerful too, because it's kind of coming from the mind of a gorilla, so it's really simple, but yet the word choice of the author is like really powerful as well.
I feel like the word choice is kind of like bare bones, just kind of like it states what's happening. It's not overly descriptive and stuff, and sometimes that's really nice in a book. I like it.
I would say if you like books by Kate DiCamillo, you would also enjoy that book as well. So, all right, so that's what we're reading. So now let's talk a little bit about what it's like to have. Oh, what, May? What?
In first grade, my teacher read a book called Edward, the Miraculous Adventures of Edward Tulane, which is a China rabbit that goes through different places, and well, I don't want to spoil it, but...
And that's by Kate DiCamillo. That's a really good book.
Didn't Kate DiCamillo write Flora and Ulysses?
She did.
I
Another
love that
great
book.
Yes. So yeah, and a lot of her books are also available as ebooks as well. So, all right, should we switch to Gizmo now?
Yeah.
Okay. So Jolie is the main caretaker of Mr. Gizmo here, and he is a bearded dragon, and he is 2 years old.
About.
So maybe talk about what he likes to eat.
He likes, so his favorite food is a tie between maybe carrots and kale. He likes those veggies.
He's looking at me right now. He's like,
he also really likes to eat superworms, and I feed him waxworms every now and then as a treat. And he also eats apple, banana, squash, just a bunch of variety of veggies. Like with bearded dragons, you want to feed them basically a rainbow because they need to have a lot of variety in their diet.
should we try to feed him a superworm right now?
Well, let's see if he'll eat it.
He also eats crickets.
Oh yeah, he also eats crickets. If he feels like it.
But he can't eat anything like oranges or lemons.
Yeah, they don't eat anything with like citrus because that's not good for them.
Which I had heard that, can I pick him up?
Yeah.
Come here, buddy.
Like I saw you can't even feed like the crickets that they eat
Oh,
orange.
come here. Sometimes he whips his tail around.
Yeah, I think he's trying to like balance himself. Okay, here I have a worm.
Oh, we have a worm now. Okay, so let's put him back down. Come here.
Yes,
See if
I
he's
heard that you
hungry.
can't even like feed the crickets that they eat oranges and stuff because it's not good for them. But,
Okay. So
or maybe
this
that was
is
leopard geckos, but I don't
it's not a mealworm, it's a superworm.
know. Yeah, mealworms aren't the best for them.
See if he's hungry.
Might be, he might not.
And he needs other things, so he started out in a pretty small, not small aquarium, but he was
Well-
probably half this size when we got him.
Yeah.
Right?
Uh-huh.
And now how big is the aquarium that he's in?
I can't remember, but it's around like 40, 50 gallons.
Yeah, so he needs a lot of space.
Yeah, and honestly, bigger than that is probably best, but I have limited shelf space. But yeah, it's sufficient for them.
And then he needs 2 different kinds of lights, right?
Yep, he needs a UVB and a heat lamp.
And then he also
He doesn't-
needs.
oh, wait, maybe you're hungry?
What if you just put it down on the thing? What do you
Please,
like?
you don't
and
know.
it'll escape. Oh,
No,
look,
he's looking at it now.
He's like, yeah.
Can you see it?
need that.
You should.
It's running towards book.
And so he needs a heat source as well, right?
Yeah, well, they don't really need that. I just like to have it because sometimes my room gets kind of cold in the night.
And he needs the fresh fruit and veggies every day.
Yep.
And do you feed him?
I feed him bugs basically
every day?
every day. And you have to feed them I don't think he's hungry right now, but yeah, you feed them around they say to feed them as many as they eat in 10 minutes. So, yeah, I usually feed him he usually eats 6-ish. I mean, sometimes a little less.
And what's your favorite part of having him as a pet? Why would you recommend a bearded dragon?
Stop.
Yeah. Okay. I would recommend them because they're not very demanding at all. They just need veggies and bugs and love. And they're also very inquisitive. And they all have very distinct personality. Gizmo is very friendly and out there, but he's also a little bit agitatable if I'm feeding him carrots and he gets annoyed sometimes he'll shake his head at me and be like, ugh.
Oh, now he's gonna leave.
He was licking the table.
And he also likes to run around.
And lick things.
I would recommend them because they're very just kind of fun and they all have a very distinct personality.
It's like a mini Yoshi for your
Oh
own.
no! Okay. All right. Well, that might be a good ending to our segment here. So, thanks for joining us here at QuaranTEEN Time. We hope you like our book suggestions and meeting Gizmo. And we'll see you next time. Stay safe, read books, be happy. See you later.